There's a war happening right now, the US, Israel, Iran, an active conflict. And while everyone's watching the geopolitics and the oil price and the missiles and the regime change and all that, something's playing out inside this war that almost nobody in financial media is even connecting. And I'm talking about gold is down since the war started and Bitcoin went up. Now, most people have that completely backwards, right, from what they would expect. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly why that's happening. I'm going to show you why it's not a coincidence, and I want to show you what it means for every asset that you own. So let's go. All right, now to set up the data and the charts that I'm going to show you, because I'm going to dig deep into this data, but let's just start with a true story. Now, a couple of years ago, I was doing a podcast with a crypto analyst that you've probably heard of. His name is Rand Neuner. Now, again, if you're in the crypto, you know who Rand is, right? He's been a really big voice in this space for a long time. And we're doing this podcast together, and he told me a story about his family. And it's a story that I've never forgotten. I've told it many times. Now, he was telling me how his family was from Iran and how they had to flee in 1979 when the revolution was happening and everything was falling apart really fast. And he told me how his father basically looked around and had to make a quick decision, and probably the same decision that a lot of people back then made, maybe people are making today as well. And that was to convert everything that they owned, every asset, all the savings, and basically all the gold, and then melt it all down, right? So they could take it with them, right? And I guess that's what you do, right? You're going to sell everything and you're going to put it into gold because gold's real money. Gold holds value. Gold's accepted anywhere in the world, right? So the family packs up and they get all the way to the airport. And they're there at the airport getting loaded onto the plane to evacuate out. And his father had melted all the gold down, and he had it like in a barrel or some sort of bucket. And the guard stopped him. And they said, like, hey, you can't take that with you. And he's like, but it's all my money. I got to take it. And they said, you can't. So you're either going to stay here with your gold or you're going to get on a plane, one or the other. And so the family got on the plane and they left, and they had to leave the gold. And that changed everything, right? They left, but his father had to leave everything they had worked for, leave it right there on the tarmac in Tehran. Now, the family ended up being evacuated out. They ended up going to South Africa. And when they got there, they had to live in a tent because they had no money. And I think about that story all the time. And I think about it right now, because right now it's 2026 and Iranians are at the airport again. Same country, same chaos, same moment of truth. And the ones who figured something out, they're walking straight through the checkpoint with everything they own. That's what this video is about. Okay, so let's bring this to the current day, to the present, what's going on, because the story isn't about history. This is a story about what's happening right now today. As of about a week ago at the time of this recording, right, U.S. and Israeli forces launched airstrikes against Iran, right? The supreme leader was killed, the regime's in chaos.